Hi, my name is Olivia. I recently graduated from Cleveland State in December of 2020. My major was communications, and now I work for a company called Sorensen Video Relay, and I interpret phone calls for the deaf. I sit at a desk, and there's a screen, and I can see the deaf person signing, and then I can hear the hearing person in a headset, and then I just facilitate the communication. The first time that I remember experiencing sign language was in my kindergarten classroom. There was a young girl in there and she was deaf, so there was an interpreter in the room. So all day I was just fascinated by the interpreter sitting there interpreting, so I was always just watching that. And then I became friends with the girl and we went all through school together. I was always watching the interpreter instead of the teacher. And I think it's kind of like an art form, I would say. It's just really beautiful to watch. One of my favorite things to do is to watch interpreted songs in ASL and YouTube. It's just really beautiful for me. My experience learning sign language, it's kind of interesting because I was so young. I was 6 when I started, so I do remember always going to the ASL clubs and signing with my deaf friend and the interpreter, going to the library and getting books and stuff. I can't remember a time where I did not know sign language. In ASL, you paint the picture first. You have to set it all up, and then you can add in all the details, where in English, it's the opposite. So in English, if I was gonna say I am going to the store, that would be the full English sentence. But in ASL, it would be store, me go. Signs are different regionally, and one really common mistake that people don't realize is that ASL, it's American Sign Language, so it's only used here in America and parts of Canada, I think. So every country has their own sign language, and then even regionally, just the same as we have accents, a New York accent, a Southern accent. ASL has the same type of thing, and there are different ways to say the same sign. So example, hot dog could be hot dog or hot dog. There's just different ways to say some words, just depending on where you live. Pop culture is definitely a thing with ASL too. It's not exactly my area of expertise, but just some examples that I've seen is Instagram, signs have been made up for that. That was a new thing, Facebook, things of that nature. And presidents, when there's a new president, that's a big one. So as things are created, signs, it's always changing, just the same way as English or any other language. It's always changing and adapting. Big mentor for me was the interpreter that I first met in kindergarten. It was a really cool experience. So I was with her through the end of middle school because she was the same interpreter. And then we just kind of lost touch. But then when I was in college at Tri-C, we have to do a practicum where we go to a local high school and we're there all day just with a mentor, watching, observing, and then we get our turn to practice interpreting. So I was able to connect with her and go to my actual high school that I graduated from, which I think was a unique experience. So I got to go back and formally learn from the same woman. Cha, 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 means big. So if I'm saying something is big, your mouth would do cha. And then same with questions, depending on if your eyebrows go up or down. There's just certain things your face automatically does to emphasize certain things, and that's why masks, it's really tough right now because part of the language is your face. That's our grammar. This is a sign for nice. It's also the sign for clean, but nice. Meet. When you have your fingers like this, it's people, so you can do two people walking or whatever, but meet, and then you just point at the person, so nice to meet you. How can I help you? So this is a sign for how, help, or you can also just say help what. which that's an example of the ASL grammar. You know, the words are in a different order. Just help what? Simple as that. Nice again, nice day, or great, just tap, tap, great day. And notice how instead of and you're not saying like have a nice day, it's just have a nice day.